Hey everyone, happy Monday. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery kits. And I am here every weeknight here on Facebook, and it's a time where we can relax and craft together here for about an hour every evening at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And I typically work on projects from beginning to end, so you can see the whole process here and work on the projects with me. Right now, we are working on the Splendid Sampler to Quilt Along, and we are doing it as a quilt as you go project, which is, I've never done that before. This is my first time doing quilt as you go. And the fun thing about that is you can actually, it's exactly how it sounds. You quilt smaller pieces of the quilt versus doing the large quilt all at once. So, for example, here is one of our sections that we're quilting. Ooh, you can kind of see how far we are. We have a little flower there, a little feather going on. So we've started this piece. You can see from the back a little bit more. We're about halfway done with this chunk. And then this piece, once it's quilted, will be added to our other pieces that we already have together. So these are the same. We had 4 of our blocks from the Splendid Sampler 2 that we sewed together with some stashing and quilted it. And then we combined those quilted pieces with more sashing in this quilt as you go technique. So here are 2 sections of 4 that we've already put together. Here's the background, so that's all quilted already, that's the fun part, that this whole entire thing is freaking quilted, meaning we will have our quilt assembled at the same time that we finish sewing all the blocks. So that's kind of amazing. That's the real benefit of this quilt as you go process, and also that we're quilting smaller pieces too, which is so much easier. Yes, so I am adding a cornerstone. So a cornerstone is when you add sashing, and it's if you put an extra little square right where the sashings meet at each block. So my block backgrounds are white, so they end here. Well, except for this one, that's not white. And then I have white sashing, so it all kind of blends together. And then I have, an itty bitty cornerstone, little square there. And I'm hoping that when the quilt is done, we'll have like all these just little tiny pops of color within this white and blonde quilt. So tonight, you guys, I think we're going to try and finish quilting this quilt as you go piece here. So like I said, we're about halfway done. I kind of want to do another feather coming up around here. Like I kind of want to skip the idea of using this design altogether and just do a feather right on top of it. So I think that's the plan. So I'm going to flip you around and we'll get going here tonight. Thanks for joining me on the new time. For most everyone, it's at the same time, 8:30 p.m. Central Time, but we did have a time change yesterday. So for some of you guys who are overseas or in an area where your time does not fall back, we might be at a new time for you guys. So, all right, I'm going to flip you around and we'll get going. Ooh, and I wanted to show you guys this too. So on Friday, it was our Finish It Friday where we worked on a project that we didn't have done yet, and I starched and blocked this doily. So you can see it. I've taken it off the towel that we did that on. Got some fuzzles on it, but I just like the sound it makes when it falls. You can see it. It's still loose here. It's still flexible, but all of these pretty nubbins, which are actually called picots, all these little crocheted picots are all still perfectly starched. They're staying in its place, even even if I handle this quite a bit. If I get this wet, then it will go away again. I'll have to like start fresh. It's kind of pretty on the yellow. But yeah, so I just wanted to share what this looked like when it was starched. Completely different than before when it wasn't lying flat. It was all loose. So project complete. Pretty happy about that. So I wanted to share that was our Finish It Friday project. But yeah, let's get to quilting this. So I think Tracy, you asked what the size of my sashing was. Here's some that I have cut out already. So I've cut a whole pile of the cornerstones and some of the sashing pieces. So the sashing on the front is 1 inch wide. So I'm just doing these teeny tiny little sashings and teeny tiny cornerstones. So once they're sewn together, they're a 1/2 inch. So this is a tiny 1/2 inch square there. And the reason I did that, again, this is my first time doing the quilt as you go process. But the reason I did the 1/2 inch, or the inch strip that turns into a 1/2 inch strip, is because that's how wide my sashing ends up being using this quilt as you go process. So once both squares, like here, these squares, once they're quilted, I trim them down and I'm connecting them with another piece of sashing on the front and then also on the back, and we've hand stitched this down. So we will go through this process again once we're done quilting this guy. But I do, if you guys wanted to see the process of how we actually connected this piece to this piece with these two pieces of sashing, go head over to my YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies, and under the Splendid Sampler, the first folder there is the quilt as you go. So you can see how we've connected these two. Yeah, so here's the back. Just take a look at that video. You can fast forward and stuff through it. It'll make total sense, total complete sense then. This is actually larger. I think this was a 1.5 inch strip to create this. And again, go check out that video and it'll all make sense. And we will, when I'm done quilting this guy, the one that we're working on now, we will trim it down, and I think we'll just add it to this right away, because why not? So then we'll go through that process again, probably this week. I'm hoping we get that far this week. So we have that to look forward to. But tonight, let's take a look at this. So we've quilted kind of around this little birdie, and we added like little kind of this squiggle floral around him. It's kind of cute, and I really like this feather that we did, and we echoed the feather here. We went around the shape again. And then we did just some tracing we traced around this guy, added some little flame things. I don't know if I really like those. Maybe we'll do something different here. And then we also went into here and did some stitching on the inside of this block here, but we didn't do anything on the outside yet. So I was kind of thinking, just because I'm really liking this feather, and I do really like how these look on the back, on the solid, I thought maybe it'd be fun to just have another feather kind of going up here. Just ignoring this design altogether and just stitching right over it. Since that's a hard thing for my brain to understand, to disregard a pattern and then just go over it. So I kind of wanted that challenge. So I think that's what I might do. And I think I might try and do one of those feathers that you only do the feather on one side. So let's see if I can draw one up here quick. I've never done one of those before, but I'm kind of thinking, I took a look at it again. I think it's, let's go here. We would come around and make like a little loop like this, I think, and then we'd come back for the little stem. And then I think we would do our little hearts. Remember we talked about, like, if here's our line, like our edge, we do a heart, and those hearts where it kind of bumps in the middle. If you're drawing a heart like that, where it kind of squeezes in the middle and ends up going the same direction as our line. Those are the shape half hearts that we're making here. So if we make those half hearts going up along here, I think we can just keep going around. We just go around like the one side here. Again, this would be my first time doing that. We could add maybe another one in here or something. I don't know, something like that. And then I thought we could echo our way back out of it. So I think that's gonna be kind of my plan. Looks a little crazy. Let's maybe not do that piece in there. Oh, that's true, Paul. I could even quilt it from the back. Oh, I hadn't thought about that. We could just quilt it from here, couldn't we? That'd be kind of fun. I want to try something with these circles too. So I was thinking that maybe this circle would extend like up here, and maybe we would just kind of go back and forth. So maybe our feather thing here, I'm gonna just draw it. Let's freehand. We're gonna do some thinking out loud here, you guys. So I kind of want to follow this shape. Let's just pretend it goes up like this. I think this would just be kind of graphic and cool. So, and then we could just kind of echo the shapes in here. So we'd kind of have this moon shape, and then maybe we do the same thing here. And then we just do a filler here and a filler here. And then our feather could come up around here, but not cross over this line. And then we'll just have to fill in all this stuff. But I kind of like this echoing look, so maybe we just keep echoing and echoing and echoing. So I don't know. I think that's kind of a plan. I don't know what type of fill I'll use here. Maybe more of these flames, although those are really hard for me. So maybe it'll be good practice, like the getting in and out of places. That's tough for me. But I kind of like this weird continuation of line here, like we're suggesting a circle, so we just kind of zoop. That's just will be like a neat graphic thing, I think. And then this feather thing could go up this way, maybe. Boop. I have to trace it out in my brain. I suppose we could draw it too, but I kind of like just winging it. So I think that's what we'll do. I am going to wing it for this guy. So we'll start here. I'm going to just kind of start my my deal right here. We'll come up. I'll try and freehand that feather. We could really get way up in here too. Go zoop, and then come back, and then I'll be doing those feather shapes all the way around. We can echo our way out of it. Maybe we echo back, and then I can start these circle bits maybe. Okay, good enough of a plan. That's way too much thinking. That's enough thinking. Let's get started. So I'm gonna start, like I said, right here, and we're gonna just try and, I almost feel like I need to draw that out, but I'm gonna just try and do it without drawing it. I've drawn it in my head with my finger a few times, so let's get going. First, I just want to quickly test my tension on the machine, so I'll use my little scrap piece here. Let's get down in it today. Oh yeah, so I think I'll do that circle bit on the bottom too. Hold on. Ugh. The cord fell out of my machine. But yeah, I think we'll do this circle. We'll do this circle that we echo here, and then we'll do the same thing here, so it'll be like a bloop bloop, just like a weird graphic shape. And then I think we'll just fill this in. I mean, you could almost do it. You could almost go like here and then start echoing that. Ooh, that'd be kind of cool. Should we just do that too? Echo this oddball shape in here, but it's kind of implying this circle. Then we do it here and here. Ooh, I like that. Then all we have to do is some weird fill for the rest of this. I like it. But let's start with this feather, this loopy feather, the half feather where we only do the one side of the feather. Let's start there just because that's fun. But all right, let's do this test. I could actually outline the shape here, but I don't think. Oh yeah, there's batting underneath it. I don't have batting on this whole entire thing, but there's batting underneath that shape. So all right, let's lose the shoes. Step number 1. And all right, we need to bring the thread up to the top. I just put this needle on, or not this needle, this foot. This is my Westerly ruler foot. All right, let's grab a stiletto. All right, so both threads are at the top now. And again, we're just kind of warming up here a little bit, and I'm also just want to make sure that the tension on the machine is good to go. It should be. We haven't really changed anything. Just getting into it again. Nothing wrong with that. There, I think we got to get, like, maybe we have to make that first petal as we go. And then it comes back around to the beginning. And then we can start our petals. And I think we're good to go. We're gonna get to the real thing now. It feels good, it feels right. Get scissors out here. That's all I wanted to test. Yep, so here's the back of there. I don't know, maybe I wait on that petal. I don't know, we'll see. But that's the little test. I feel confident enough. Let's get cruising. Oh, this always makes me happy. This the quilting. It's enough figuring out that like my technical side of the brain has to do some work, but my fun, like the fun art side of the brain gets to play too. I'm excited. I think we'll start up a little higher. We'll start in here. Okay, let's bring the thread up to the top. All right, just grabbing it with the stiletto here. Hopefully the time change wasn't too weird for all you guys. All right, let's trace it with, let me think through this again. So the bulk of the guys will be up at the top, so let's hug the bottom a little bit. Yeah, we could go this way. No, let's go this way. Come out straight. And go up here a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna aim for the center of this square there. That's a good data point, I suppose. All right, so I'm gonna come up this way and loop around right in the center. Okay, I got my aim now. I'm gonna come up here and loop around in the center here. It's jumping a little on me there, but I think we'll be okay. All right, now we're gonna, I could add my little feather. Yeah, let's add the end of our little feather. That'll be our tiny little loop on the end. All right, now let's go back to the beginning. I'm giving it a little bit of a spine because I did that with my other feather and I kind of like that. All right, about right there, I suppose. Since I'm here, back at the beginning here, let's just trim these. So I don't think this is like the prettiest line, but I think once we add the little feathers going around, I think it'll be cute. I'm gonna get you guys a little higher so you can see, and then I can see a little bit better too. Okay, grip it, grip it. All right, so I'm gonna make those hearts with that little end on, that little flat squeezed tail. Getting nervous. All right, good. So I'm just gonna try and fill this space and we'll get them bigger and bigger. I'm going from the bottom to the top of the heart. So I gotta keep thinking about that in my head. Bottom to the top, bottom of the heart, top of the heart. Let's make them a little bit bigger. Bottom of the heart, let's swoop them big. Top of the heart. Okay, bottom of the heart, top of the heart. I'll go around these again, like bloop around them again. So, it'll add to it. Oh, Mastrop. Oh yes, so Mastrop has the Kai scissors. I saw that today as well. All right, how do I loop around here? Bottom, top, Bottom of the heart. Top of the heart. All right, they're getting kind of weird wrapping around here, but I think we're okay. Bottom of the heart. Top of the heart. I have to say it, otherwise it doesn't work. Bottom of the heart. Top of the heart. And we are to our original little piece there. So let's see. I think I want to echo that shape a little bit. We'll bounce back around here. Let's see. I think, why don't I'm gonna echo the inside of this all the way back down here, which is a little weird, but I think it's gonna be okay. And we're gonna jump back up and around and echo. That probably wasn't the best move, but it's gonna be okay. Let's bounce back around. You live and learn a little bit, so it's the getting in and out of spaces that are still pretty difficult for me. But I think this will be kind of fun still. Oop, went a little far there. Oh, your book came, yay! Your Splendid Sampler 2 book. All right, so we kind of echoed our way there. So now we could, where should we go next? We could keep echoing. Actually, you know what I might do? I might go around this bird and then come back around and start this circle. I think that's what we're gonna do. So let's go around this flower again. We're gonna travel a lot doing this, but that's okay. I want to start those circles on the other side. Going around this shape. I should probably move my hands a whole lot more. Oh, at the end, can you show the shot of the machine? Oh yeah, I'm using a Kenmore. A Sears Kenmore sewing machine. But there we go. So there we got kind of like a half bloop going here. So it kind of stops underneath here. We could maybe add another little petal or leaf coming out of there a little bit, but I want to come back. I'm going to go all the way around the edge here, which is kind of crazy, but I want to start this circle. And I probably won't go right on the line. I will use that as my outer edge because it'll coincide with this outer edge, and I'm just gonna come up and then go up. I'm just gonna go bloop back and forth, and it's gonna be free-handed, so we'll just see how bloopy it ends up being, and then we'll do the same down here. And yeah, we'll have to end up here again, but for now, I'm gonna get all the way back over here, and I wanna do it by going around the edge. So this will eventually get cut off, but I want to start another section there. So I'm just gonna get over there quick. In theory, all these stitches will be trimmed off to some extent once we're done, especially this block that we left a little bit bigger. All right, you know what? Let's just rotate a little because we can. On a small block like this versus a whole quilt. All right, right here. So I'm gonna align the edge of my westerly ruler foot here. I'm gonna line that edge with this blue line and this edge here. So I'm just gonna bump back and forth. So I should have a 1/4 inch apart lines here. Lisa, I'm so with you. I want all of the vintage machines. I've been slowly acquiring more and more vintage machines, so I don't know. I'm running out of space, that's for sure. But I want to save them, all these poor machines that people are just getting rid of. All right, see now I'm going along the edge of this. Ooh, I'm getting a little stuck. in the corner here. Going along the edge of the cathedral block here. We're pretty bloopy, but you know, it's gonna be bloopy. So I'm gonna scooch over a little bit till my edge is in line with the stitching, the edge of the ruler, and we're gonna come back around. Wow, this is pretty wonky half circle, but we're gonna stick with it. Let's see if I can even it out a little bit. Get the feel of half circles a little bit more. Wow, wonky. So in theory, this is where I could have tried some ruler work, but it's kind of fun to practice the freehand of it all. So we're gonna just keep going freehand, and it's gonna be super wonky, but it's good practice. Little funny rainbows. And, you know, if I put a bloop in, that's going to continue being a bloop. Let's try and adjust that. It's kind of fun to play with the designs, and, you know, it's weird that we have this half circle thing here, but I kind of like it. Oh, yeah, and some of those, like you said, some of those vintage machines are just free. People are just throwing them away. Uh-oh. Oh man, I was wondering if this would happen. Out of bobbin, people. I had a thought today of like, are we gonna run out of bobbin? Oh man, I thought we just did a new one, so. We're gonna have to wind ourselves a bobbin. Boo! Yep, that is an empty one, and I don't think I have any on hand. Let's check quick. Oh, I have a little here. I don't think this will get us very far though, honestly. Should we see? Why don't we, I'll use this bobbin to finish this little circle thing we got going on here. And then I think we're gonna have to start a new bobbin. Boo! Ah, well. At least it was kind of on an edge, or an area that will be hidden a little bit. I've been meaning to wind a whole pile of bobbins, but oh well. So I could kind of pick out these few stitches, and maybe I will. Not that it matters so much, but there's just hardly any there, so might as well just start fresh. Pick out the like 7 stitches or so. You always follow the inner voice. Yeah, every once in a while I'll just get a twinge of, oh, our bobbin's almost out. And I kind of felt that today. Although maybe I feel it all the time, and just enough to whenever it happens I can say that I had a feeling, I don't know. But yeah, I had a little hankering of, are we gonna run out or not? So whatever, I think we'll be able to finish this crazy little wacky rainbow circle, half circle thing that we got going on here. It really is weird. It is so wonky, but I'm gonna love it, I think. It's gonna be one of those things like, oh yeah, that's where I tried to stitch circles. Look at, you know, and hopefully by the time we're done, maybe I'll be an awesome circle stitcher. But right now, these are pretty wonky little rainbows. But again, I think that's what kind of makes them fun. All right, let's see. Hopefully we're good to go. Let's try and finish these guys. And then, yeah, I think once we finish these, we'll definitely be in the realm of needing to do another bobbin. I think even before we do them down here. This is the bobbin that we've been using for our hand stitching because there wasn't a lot on it. Now that's a decent half circle now that we're this far down. I'll follow that line a little bit. Oh God, I can already feel it getting wonky. I gotta look ahead a little bit more. I think it's kind of like driving, where you have to look in front of you, and because if you look right in front of you, then you'll weave a little bit. You gotta look off into the distance. So I think there's some trick to that here. There, that time I was just thinking half circle and doing it, and that worked a lot better. All right, let's do that again. I'm pretending I'm looking into the future. Yeah, those are looking better, although we're going less distance too. All right, and I think this is gonna be our last one here. All right, so we ended strong, kind of. Should we dare to see? Yeah, you know what? Let's stitch to here, and we'll start these back and forths and see. We'll just see how far this gets us, but at least we'll have another empty bobbin. I won't have a random bobbin laying open. And you know what? I think I'm going to just turn again. We'll just go back and forth. We'll follow this line. I think we'll just keep our hands right here and see how this goes. So these what are these called again? This block, the cathedral window? Yeah, cathedral window block. So these aren't exactly perfect half circles, so these are kind of more just arches. Getting wonky already. Hand wants to turn where it wants to turn. Kind of fun though. When we wind the bobbin, we'll get to kind of see. We'll take a peek at what this looks like on the back. I'm thinking pretty dang wonky. Into this corner. It's fun to experiment. I mean, that's the thing with these small quilt as you go blocks. There really is, you know, if you're planning on learning or like treating it as a learning tool, there's a really opportunity to play with all sorts of different ideas. Oh, you did scales on a fish. Oh, now they're wonky. Scales on a fish is that'd be fun to do. All right, so do I dare do more? Should we give it a try? Let's just go to the next thing. Let's just play with fire. How about that? All right, so here I'm gonna do it again. So this is gonna be like a circle that all of a sudden adapts this oddball shape here. I think that'll be kind of cool. A neat way to fill this space. So we'll just kind of continuation of line right over here, and then we'll start doing these bloops until we run out of this bobbin, and then we for sure need to wind more bobbins. Okay, I just want to try to get to right there. There we go. Got a little thick over here, but hey, we're still stitching. Okay, now let's go around this shape. That was a pretty decent arch. I like all these echoings though in this block that we're doing. It's fun. Feels fancy. Yep, I think we'll go there. All right, let's see how far we get in the other direction. That's kind of cool though. But yeah, we'll just fill this space like how we've been doing it. Oh, there it is though. That's the bobbin. So we just did a couple stitches and do it again. Awesome, all right. So through 2 bobbins, that's an accomplishment. I think I'll just stitch over this little part. This is probably going to be sewn in anyway. We're barely going to notice that, so I'm not going to worry about unpicking those. But there, so we kind of got, let's just peek. Oh gosh, this is kind of cool. Oh, I love it. All right, so we added this like circle thing going up this way. But yeah, here we're gonna follow this shape and then we'll just bounce back and forth. So it's like these, it's the same thing we're doing here, but it's turning into a weird shape. So that'll be cool. And then when that's done, then we got a lot of filler to do up and around here. So I don't know what we'll do for that yet, but let's peek. Ooh, that's cool. Oh, I like these little shapes that are happening here. Oh, that'll be a neat little framing thing. Oh, it's like plants and rainbows. Oh, I like it. A little sunshine, a little birdie. Okay, I'm digging it. I like it. We got better at these a little bit as we got to the center, I think. All right, man, I don't know. I need practice on these, I think, but, you know, we'll get there. That was my first try at doing one of those halvesy feathers. I think it needed to just kind of have a bigger loop shape to it, but we'll figure it out. I kind of, you know, even if we just echo around these shapes even more, we'll try and do some squiggles in here or something. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But so far, I'm thinking it's kind of fun. All right, let's wind some bobbins. Taking a little break here tonight. All right, so here's the machine. Here's where I cracked it. This was actually a dent. I dropped a huge heavy shelf in it and it got a huge dent. And when they were hammering out the dent, it got a poor little crack in there. And you know what? I can't, ever since we put the new belt in here, I can't unscrew my machine easily. So I don't know what the deal is with that. So I can't remember, like usually you can unscrew the side wheel here and then your needle doesn't go up and down when you wind bobbins, but I can't get it undone. So I got to get that looked at yet. So my needle is going to fly off the handle here. Let's get the other bobbin out here. So that's the only bummer. So all right, I'm gonna load the bobbin, put the thread from the inside out. Ah! All right, lost it. Oh, and then when it fell on the floor, this poor guy here got bent too. It's a well used machine. All right, let's do it. Leslie, no, I got a new foot pedal. Well, actually, no, it's the same foot pedal. I have the original foot pedal, but we put a new cord on it. Oh, so my mom's right here. My mom said that this machine made my first communion dress. So this is my mom's machine in college. And it apparently made my first communion dress. That's cool. Vera, it is a Sears Kenmore machine. So when I'm done winding this bobbin, I'll show you the front of it so you can see. But yeah, I can't loosen this wheel, so my needle is going. I think that kind of is hard on the motor a little bit, but oh well. That's the state of the state right now. So this will go around until there's so much thread on there that it pops this guy back, and then it'll stop and I'll have a full bobbin. Yeah, sad little machine got crunched but it has been used. Oh, there we go. It has been used for a lot of things. All right, so that's one full bobbin, and I think since we're here, let's just do the other one. So Leslie, okay, so I remember I had done some research on this, but are Kenmores and whites? A lot of these, or was it Singers and whites? I don't remember, but like a few different machines are basically the same machine. Like they were done by the same manufacturer. but just under different names. Oh man, I forget what that research was. So it might be the Kenmores and the Whites. I can't remember though. Same machine, different name. So it was, okay, so Whites, the Kenmores, the Sears Kenmores, and I think there was one other that's all the same thing, basically. Just sold under a different brand, different customer. Oh, your first machine was a Kenmore? Oh, cool! Yes, Sears carried the Kenmore name. Yep, mine even says Sears, so it's the Sears Kenmore. Yeah, so Whites were, it's basically the same machine, same motor. I do have what this is written down somewhere, but I think it's in the other room. I'll have to bring it out again. Well, thanks for taking a little hiatus with me today. Get some bobbins all ready to go. Now we should be good in bobbin land for a while yet. Oh, and you vividly remember buying it at Sears, your first machine, your Kenmore. That's awesome, Robin. Yeah, all right, so let's take a look. I'll show you guys this from the front so you can see. So I think this is from, oh gosh, I know we've looked it up before. I think this is a 74 Sears Kenmore. And then in the back here, that's a 60, like a 67 or something Kenmore. So that machine back there, that's the machine that I bought because I wanted, do you guys remember that? Like, I call it the steampunk Kenmore, but I got that black Kenmore with the crinkle exterior. But I wanted the case that, the cabinet for it that machine back there was in. So I've acquired a non-working, well, supposedly a machine that needs a bunch of work from the 60s. But so that's like the next generation behind this one. But that's a Sears Kenmore as well. And then this is from the 70s. But yeah, so it even has Sears Kenmore. It doesn't have any fancy stitches. It just has like your normal like dressmaking, clothing making stitches. But it's doing the job. I've used it for ages and ages. It's still my go-to machine. And like my mom said, it made my first communion dress too, which is funny. All right, let's thread this guy again. Oh, yours is a 74 Kenmore too. So I swear for some reason 74 stands out. I'm gonna have to look it up again. I know I've looked up all this information before. So I know I have it. I just have to find where I wrote it all down. Yeah, so for vintage machines, this is the one that I use all the time. And then there's that 60s Kenmore back there. That's gonna just be a project that I haven't even tested that one. So I gotta get that guy out and see if I can fix it on my own. I don't even know what's wrong with it. But when I bought it, I think I got the cabinet and that machine for like $15, and the cabinet's awesome. I really like it. So that's in the other room. So the cabinet I'm using as an actual table, but that has the crinkle Kenmore, black Kenmore, and I think that one was from the 40s. So I got these 3 Kenmores, and then I got my husband's great grandma's Singer sewing machine from the 20s, and that's a Singer 66 that was on a treadle, but it was converted to electric. So that one's in my little office in my house here, and I sew on that one now too. I have a cabinet. We found a cabinet in the trash once at our old apartment building, so we got that, and now that cabinet is where my husband's great grandma's machine is in. It's in my office, it's on, I can use it whenever I want, and I do. Sometimes I'll just sew a few pieces here and there. And so there's that one, and then I have an industrial, like an old industrial Juki in the basement, which I'm trying to get more comfortable with. I haven't spent a lot of time with that yet. And then I have one other machine that it's like a super cheap embroidery machine. Like that I got like for, I don't know, super cheap as far as new machines go. That's a new machine, but it was like $400 or something from Joann's, I think, a few years ago. So those are all the machines, and then I have a non-working serger too, so I have to figure that out too. So a few non-working machines that I want to break out here again sometime and see if I can fix them up. All right, I think we're back in business here. Oh, I used to clean houses, and one of your customers gave me a featherweight, and you cried. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. So that would be a neat. I wouldn't mind acquiring one of those. So a Singer featherweight. I guess I don't know much about them, but they are. They're just really cute. But those are more popular. Like if you find those, like those are more. You know, a lot of vintage machines you'll see on like Craigslist and stuff for like, you know, $10 to $20. If you find a featherweight, those are more priced, I think, in the $300 range is what I'm seeing in our area. Because those are more popular. People like those. They'd be fun though. They're awfully cute. I want to get that black crinkle Kenmore that I got. That crinkle finish. I call it the steampunk sewing machine because it's just black and it just looks all edgy and cool. I just think it's so neat. I want to get that guy out and running again. He could probably use a new cord. I think the cord is workable, but it makes me a little nervous. I think I could use a new cord on him and a new light. Oh yes, Linda, you're right. And then, oh my gosh, is that in the near vicinity? Oh, it's not, but like that hand sewing machine that looks like a stapler that I got from New York when we were there this summer. That thing's just crazy. I suppose it's probably called a chain stitch machine. It's kind of it makes a chain stitch. It doesn't have a bobbin. It just has the one thread going around. Oh, I gotta find that again. That thing's just funny. Is it in here? No. Dang it. If it was near me, I would do it. Oh, so Vera, these are Grippets by Sewing Mates. They come up on massdrop.com pretty often. Otherwise, you can go to sewingmates.com. I think they're kind of awesome because you don't have to wear the gloves. Gloves are fine too. I like wearing the gloves. But if you don't like wearing gloves, you can just pick them up and move them. They have little grips on the bottom and these nubbins on the top make it easy to press. And you can use them as for ruler work and stuff too. But I've been really liking them. But yeah, from Sewing Mates, that's where I got my adjustable extension table here too. All right, we've reached the edge. I'm gonna travel up this way. This is neat though. I'm liking this goofy shape that's happening. Wow, yeah, I need to work on my arcs, that's for sure. But hey, now I know. I think my problem is I think I need to feel the whole arc. Like I need my hands to know where I'm starting the arc and where it has to go and think of the whole arc. Don't think of the little parts of the arc. Oh yeah, a glorified stapler. That's exactly what that little handheld sewing machine was, Lisa. This is cute. I like this funny shape here. Yeah, I just gotta feel the beginning all the way through the end, I think. I think we'll just come up in the middle here. I think this will be our last little bit. All right. that's about what we figured out so far. Let's just take a peek up here again. Okay, so let's see if I can get this edge here too. All right, so we did this weird little shape down here. I'm still on the machine, that's why I can't really move it, but we did these fun bits. All we have left is we have to fill in this section all the way around here and this whole thing. So this may be an opportunity for me to practice my what was that called? Like that bump back meander where you just make like a little bump and then you keep coming that way and then you can start another bump in another direction. I really, really have trouble with those shapes. So this might be a time to try that out. Where would we even start? I could go along the edge, I suppose, back up to here and just try and get to an edge and just keep going and going and going. And then we could follow this line, this half circle line here, and then just keep bouncing off in there too. And we could echo these shapes a little bit more. I think we should give that a try. I need practice on that, like a ton. So let's just give that a go. So I'm gonna go around the edge and come back up here, and we're gonna do. I'm so nervous. I don't know if you guys can tell, but like I have a really hard time with these, and I don't know what the deal is. But it's when I don't want to accidentally mark on here, but it's where, like, let's say I started off of this feather. It's where, okay, we're gonna do a little bump, and then another bump, and then another, and then we might stop there and do a bump in this direction. But I always get caught. In spaces like right here. I get caught, like, no, I'm stuck. I don't know. I need practice, that's for sure. This seems like one of those standard things that people seem to do, and I just can't get it. I mean, here it looks okay. Here it looks kind of great compared to what it is in my head. So let's see if I can do something similar here. So, all right, I'm gonna go around the edge to get back up to this open space. This seems like a decent place to start. We'll hit all these outer areas and then try and work our way back into here. I think I can follow, we drew this blue line. It'd be cool to follow that circle to about there and then get the rest of this space. I don't know, let's give it a go. Oh man, Paisley, see, now you're talking a little too hard for me, I think. Let's go around this edge. If I can get these bloops, that's a good starting spot for me. I need practice, so let's practice. All right, again, I'm just trying to get to that other spot here. All right, yep, we're gonna get up to this bird. So I'm hoping that all of these edges that we keep sewing, that will eventually. Am I even sewing? Do I have thread on here? Yeah, weird. It feels weird. But I'm hoping that this will eventually be sewn into the seams a little bit. All right, what direction should I go? I don't know. I suppose we just start. Let's do it. Oh my god, I'm freaking out. All right. We'll start with a little inside shape. All right, and now let's make a bloop coming off of this bloop. There, like that. But we kind of still need to fill this shape, so we can bloop down. We can just kind of echo these shapes a little bit, I think. All right, so that looks decent. That looks good. All right.
pretty happy with that. I gotta squeeze through this little corridor here. How should we do that? Let's go this way one more time. I think I'm gonna, I suppose I don't need to change directions. Let's start another bloop here. And we can do another bloop. All right, that's something. We could kind of swirl our way out of here. We did one of those before. And we got all these extra little shapes that we can keep bouncing around. All right, I'm trying to make more of those. Those shapes that we were making at the beginning here. You guys can totally tell I'm super concentrating. Having a hard time with this. Okay, we're making another one of those teardrop shapes. You guys, we are like at the hour marker already. I might just leave this in and we can continue this tomorrow. Let's see if I can get up in here though quick. Another teardrop shape. Kind of echoing a little bit too. All right, there's another teardrop. We're gonna go in this direction now. Oh man. Taking like all my brain energy. Bounce back this way a little bit. So now I kind of want to hit this line here, but I think I've made a little shape in here for me. I don't know. Let's keep going. We're gonna skip that line and I'm gonna just mimic this shape some more. All right, hold on here. Well, hey, I filled that corner in. All we have left is this little bit in here. You know what? I think I might just finish this tonight. I know we're running low on time, but we just have this little middle bit to go. Let's just keep going. So I'm gonna just echo these shapes a little bit more. And we'll just keep adding these kind of teardrop loops. I think they're going okay. Let's add one here. Oh, but see, here now I'm stuck in there. Oh well, let's get stuck. We're just gonna travel around and get ourselves out. Let's do another teardrop. Wow, definitely know I need work on this, but I'm feeling it. I'm not feeling so horrible about these. I mean, I know they could be better, but that's okay. It's nice having these feathers and stuff already in here because I'm just continuing to echo those a little bit. And that's kind of fun. Let's echo these up here too. You know, let's echo this shape a little bit now. Nothing wrong there. And now I'll just add one more of those teardrops and then we're like done here. All right, teardrop. We'll bloop this way. And we'll bloop this way again. And we'll just kind of meet up here. And I think we can just call it. Let's pop that out. Oh man, stay up. There we go. I'm calling it done. Let's trim and check it out. So we did do it pretty densely stitched. So I think we've lost our feathers a little bit because we've done so many stitches that kind of mimic the feathers. But like I said, I needed practice on those. So I'm just wanting to trim this up. It's easier to see from the back, but okay. I don't mind those. I think next time, I do like all these echoes around here. So I think next time, more echoes just to get the shape so we can call out these feathers a little bit more. We can even give it more air around, and then all these little teardroppy or little paisley bits in there. I didn't do too bad. I feel good about those. Like I said, those are hard on my brain. All right, so we got this guy quilted. Awesome. So tomorrow we'll trim this down. My blocks are 13 inches. So we'll trim this down to 13 inches. We'll see how much it actually shrunk up on us. That's gonna be a little dilemma as we go throughout this process. But yeah, we'll try and attach this to the other piece tomorrow. So we'll do the quilt as you go process. I think we'll just attach this guy right here like that, see how that goes. But I'm pretty stoked. That was fun. We got to play with a lot new things. These are going to be for sure good old practice quilts. I don't know if you could really practice quilting better than these little mini quilt as you go pieces. I'm really having fun here. So, all right, guys. Yeah, and I love seeing all the crazy texture on back. It really helps having some shapes that we don't fill in at all, though. I mean, otherwise it would just be dense shapes for the whole quilt. So having like these little open areas, I think we got to remember to keep some open areas as we go about this. I think we kept quite a few, and yeah, here we got to remember keep some open areas to really make this feel better overall, I think. But I had fun. All right, guys, I'm gonna flip you guys around and we'll call it an evening here. Yay! I'm so happy that we finished that up. So let me show you guys. Here we go. All right, that's fully quilted. I do like this random round half moon thing that we're doing here. I think that's kind of fun. There you can see a little bit in the light. That little zigzaggy, that's neat. And here we go. You can really tell on the back all the quilting. Oh, I feel like I'm getting so much practice with this free motion quilting. I'm loving it. This is fun. So this one was all about kind of echoing the shapes. We'll have to come up with some plan for the next 4 blocks that we get finished. I don't even have 4 more blocks finished, so we're just making these as I get these blocks done. So, all right, tomorrow we will get this attached, or at least we'll get it attached to the other pieces that we have done, and we'll have like a row of 6x2 of this quilt just done. It's almost a baby quilt at that point. So I'm excited about that. So we'll show you the whole quilt as you go process tomorrow. So if you're curious how we attach them, join me tomorrow. And that'll be at 8:30 p.m. Central Time here again on the Penguin and Fish page. But yeah, I will get this up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies. And it's awesome to see you guys again. I'm glad you were able to do the time switch, and we're all here. So have a great evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night.